Hello, my name is Chris Brosnahan, and for my senior innovation project, I've been working on developing a new type of door lock that incorporates traditional pin tumbler technology as well as new current RFID technology. For my video from last week, I talked about working with the Arduino microprocessor to get the brains of the lock set up and running, and actually in the mail this week, I got my RFID reader as well. So for this week's sprint, I've been working on getting the RFID technology figured out and worked with, and also the logic program to grant access and deny access based on the RFID card being used by the user. So again, basically the RFID reader is this blue guy right here, and the way it works is you have an RFID card. Basically, these come in business card form. You can get them in patches, you can get them in, pretty much anything that you can think of they can put an RFID chip into. And as you see here in the background, this is actually the code I've been working on for the original design for my RFID code. It's a variant of the C programming language, so it's not too terribly difficult to understand if you have some programming background. But what this actually will do is set it up so I can start reading from the RFID reader and display the codes that are inside of the cards themselves. So I can show you what this will actually do. Pull up a serial monitor here. Obviously for the first programming you always have to do hello world, but that actually just kind of shows me to make sure the serial monitor is working properly. So what you would do is you pull your reader up here, slide your card over it, and you get your serial number out of the card. The kit that I purchased actually came with 2 cards. Makes it a little bit nicer so I can test one and one and the other and make sure that the codes are being read separately. So now, to give you an idea what else has been going on with this, is I've been working on getting the authentication portion set up as well. I'm not too terribly far along with it right now, but to give you an idea, it's a lot of the same basic code as the reader itself, but you get into this section down here where you actually have the authentication coded in, and then it actually does a check against the card that you've read against it, or that you've read against the reader. So let me go ahead and compile this one and send it out to the board, and I'll show you. So now we open up a serial monitor for it. Put that in there. Access denied for this card. As you can see, it's a little bit touchy. I'm still working on the ranges and everything. If you scan this card, you get an access granted. As you can see, it reads it fairly quickly, so I have to work on my timing a little bit like that to get the reads to work exactly. I also want to get back to this section of the code and get rid of the hard coding and actually set up an array in the EEPROM memory that will make it so I can actually add and remove cards however I see fit, or however the user sees fit. I'm actually going to go out and purchase a couple extra RFID cards. One will become the master card that once scanned will actually put it into a read state, where the next card scan will become an active, accessible user, and also I'll create a card that's a delete state. So once you scan that card, the next card scan will be deleted from the accessible users list. That'll add a little bit more functionality for the end user, since they won't have access to the programming like I have here. So it'll make it a little bit more user-friendly and a little bit easier for them to work with. I've been actually very happy so far. The programming took me a little bit longer than I wanted for the authentication, but now that I seem to have it down pretty well, it makes a lot more sense, and I just want to kind of do some upgrades, some alterations, some changes to make it work exactly the way I want it to. I had a little bit of hiccup earlier in the week because RFID reader took a day longer than I thought to arrive, but now that it's here, I've put in quite a bit of time to get it working exactly the way I want it to. And I still need to go out and get the extra cards for it as well, and then eventually I want to add in a tricolor LED that'll actually show if you're in the delete state, the master state, or just a standard read state, so it gives the users a little bit more information. And that's what I have so far, so hopefully you like it, and hopefully next week I'll have a little bit more to show you. Thank you.